and get started today. It looks like we're gonna have a little bit of a light turnout, but that could be due to the holiday coming up. So if everybody can grab a seat. Thanks for coming today. We have with us Rick from Chill Tub. Apparently a new way to a cooler table of some kind. I guess we'll see more about it. So I want to thank Jake and his sons for our coffee today. Hey. And then as far as announcements, I do want to say that we're going to take next week off just due to the holiday. We figured we'd have a really light turnout. So, and I don't know if we had a presenter anyway, did we? No. So anyway, we're going to take the week off. Probably a light turnout. Turn it over to Rick and go from there.
All right, thanks Greg. Welcome everybody. Thank you for this opportunity for giving us to present today. We are OK Bay, that's the name of our company. The origination comes from the kids where they were born and raised. Our initial product is called Chill Tub. Before we get started about describing a little bit about the company and what we're going with the first product, I'll be looking for feedback as to things like what would you pay for this product, and I'm going to show you what do you think the ideal demographic would be, and what other concerns you would see that we would run into besides running into some of these big competitors like Coleman and what's the other one, Igloo. But that's who our key competitors are, as well as any outdoor game companies that are out there. So we're targeting some pretty high profile contenders. What I'm going to cover today is give you who we are, what we're all about, why are we doing this, and then I'll give you a demonstration on Chill Tub, and then wrap up with the help from you. All right, who we are. Yep, these are my two sons. Ryan lives in Chicago and Reed is here in the western part of Milwaukee. It was an idea that we came together 3 years ago. We've got some experience between the five of us, the three of us, over 50 years of experience. My background is IT. I was a developer for a long time, then a system administrator, but most of my time is spent in project management. My son's in marketing and operations and sales, so we feel like our combination between the three of us is a pretty good fit. The only thing that I think we're really weak on, my wife in the back will announce, we'll back it up, is the accounting aspect, the financials. So,
well, here you are.
Right, Jake. I hear you, and I made note of it. Well, one of the things we really feel that we're good at between the three of us is inventing. Came up with a couple of ideas years ago. And then you would see a couple years later, man, there it was, the idea that we came up with, or I came up with my sons. So that's what we're taking this endeavor. That's why we're taking this endeavor. Have a challenging time. We are considering ourselves as a manufacturing company. We are ideally targeting to manufacture here in the States, but it's all based on the balance sheet, the cost, and what we can sell it for. We are building a few parts here in the States, but the other majority are offshore. We have a couple of products lined up. The first one is going to be Chill Tub. The other one is a home improvement product, and that was designed and engineered by my son Ryan. Pretty good idea, but we need the capital to start venturing off and producing the other products. Mainly plastics, some minor electronics engaged with this product, very, very small, and some metal components. We're looking to sell this obviously nationally and if possible internationally as well. Moving on. Why are we doing this? I grew up in this area. I grew up in the Ward 4 area, actually Walker's Point area. Would like to come back and set up an assembly plant here in the area and produce the product here where I grew up, where I went to grade school and high school, and obviously to leave something for my sons and recent grandparent as well. All right, now to talk about Chill Tub. It is a cooler. It is something that it has a targeted demographic, 24 to 25 to 55. Here is a very, very rough prototype. The coolness of it is it does collapse down into a table. This outside tub is already manufactured by somebody else. We're just taking advantage of that. It's one of the first things we would produce if we had more capital. But everything else, the guts, this is made here. Our supplier is currently producing. They've made one so far. A couple of more dozen are on their way. But it is in the ideal use of it is because it is collapsible. We are selling them in pairs. It does have a cool under lid light for your campers. If you're a tailgater, we're providing chains so you can play disc golf. It does have an inner tray and an inner lid, as well as for cleaning and for more versatility. It has a carabiner holder, has a bottle opener. It has an attachment. If you ever heard of the game Beersby, again, this is a prototype. We would screw this in here and you can play the game Beersby. So it is coming. We are offering it in duals mainly. You can buy it in singles. The dual comes with beer pong and the disc golf game, where you attach the two chains. Let's see. Put this word cloud together to give you an idea. It does have a capacity of over up to 15 bottles and up to 20 cans of beverages. We are offering an additional game pack that will give you pickleball, Beersby, soccer, tennis. Obviously, if you put two of them together, we provide a net and a ball as well. But great for majority demographics of young families to older families to the guys that are folks that like to tailgate and do outdoor activities. We are offering I don't have a picture here, I don't believe. We are offering a couple of components that will be offered with it as well. We have a beer tapper. It does fit a mini keg beer in here, and the lid is incorporated. It has the hose that will pop through, so you can have your own mini keg beer as well. And we are offering an aerator for bait, so you can use one for your drinks and the other one for your fishing bait for the fishermen. Question for you guys: we are looking at providing a camouflage product. This is our red, white, and blue is going to be our initial product offering. But we are looking at a camouflage wrap. I've got a partner down in Tennessee who can provide that capability. Would you guys go with a color or a camouflage and pay for the extra wrap? You'd have to see pictures of it, but I think it is.
I think you may also add a packer or brewer wrap on the packer.
Yeah, we were talking about that last week. We knew the licensing would be a big deal, but my son was saying, hey, he was doing some research. He said we could offer the color scheme of the green and yellow, the black and yellow, because we did our research. Steelers are big time buyers of their fan colors. But when you want to put a Steeler logo on it, we would probably sell that separately because of the licensing agreement. Because once we put it on, its price is going to go up significantly. Because they're going to want their piece of their branding, of their licensing.
What games are you talking about that you play in there? Either soccer, tennis, and
Yeah, pretty much everything in red. There's disc golf. There's
how do you actually play on there? I mean, it looks pretty small.
just real quickly, you can snap on your chains. And those of you that have played disc golf before, good question, Jay. This is a good demonstration. And then basically it's discs. We're in the market of those right now. We're probably going to go with rubber discs. We've already tested out. This is going to be a air gap seal. You can see there is gaps here, but that's being refined right now in Q8. But we have tested out the ice cubes, and they'll last well over, they lasted over 24 hours when we left it in the house one time with ice. So it is going to provide that thermal capability.
What's the minimum run that you think you have to make it?
The minimum production run,
Yeah,
working with my supplier right now, obviously he wants, the more you make, the better deal you're gonna
Yeah.
get. Looking at probably 5,000 coolers.
coolers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the best
That
deal.
probably can't be a top end for other coolers that are out there, can
No, everything is all in the guts. That's what we made from the handle to everything in through here to here. It's just the outer tub that is already manufactured by somebody else.
What's the locking mechanism on the top? Is it gonna do that click down and then?
Yeah, it's just one, like, it is a button. I've got a pin in here right now, but it is a button that we've seen that we've invented that. My son's got the working version down in Chicago because he's putting together the video, but it will lock in. You push it in to push it back in, or you can even pull it out and you can even turn it if you want to serve it as a, if you got a chair, this is the height of a card table. So you can use it as a serving tray. It has a 15-pound capacity. I am thinking about adding another feature. I'm getting pushback from my kids. They're saying, let's just wait. But one feature I am thinking about to increase the capacity, the weight capacity. We could incorporate another rod and just bring it up here just to give us another, probably double the capacity below it.
What are you shooting for in terms of retail on it right now?
That's the big question. That's one. We are kicking around for a single, because I was talking to a marketing person, somebody up in Minneapolis. We were kicking around the idea of like 49 for one, and then 79 for two, just to make sure we cover our costs and get some margin in there. And her idea was, why not offer one for 69 and two for 89? So that's not a bad idea. But looking at other coolers in that area, compare this to a what's the Yeti that goes well over $300, or there's a coolest cooler out there that goes well over $300. And you compare this to a Walmart Igloo cooler with those mini ones for wheels that are going for $29.99. But my big complaint is, big argument is, okay, do they have the table? Do they have the incorporated game system? Do they have the lights? No. But right now we're thinking about 59 for one and maybe 89 for two.
What's been the feedback about the all-in-one? I mean, the obvious competitor to this is I buy a cooler, I buy a disc golf set, and I buy a table. And I've got everything. I've got custom breed now versus an all-in-one. What's the feedback that you've got in terms of that competition?
Portability. We had this out in the park a couple times. You can see this is a prototype. Somebody came up and said, wow, this is what I'm looking for. Just take it, it's all in here. I got two, one for cold and one for hot. And my table's already here, the games are already here. We are looking at another future venture, a future opportunity, probably giving away some corporate insight plans, but coming up with, we've heard comments about wheels, having another device that's just a box with the wheels, put chill tub 1, chill tub 2 in, got your stem, you go on your way. In addition to that, we would have a full, collapsible tabletop. So you pull up the two stems, pull out your table, now you have a buffet. Well, we're calling it the buffet. So it'd be the buffet table for the chill tub. But if you want to play games, put your table. You can take the table off, pull your chill tubs apart. You can play your beer pong, you can play your disc golf, your beers meet, and then that tabletop can sit on this box that would hold the two chill tubs. That would be a bench seat for the kids. So that would be version 2.0. Question?
Yeah, so the nail that I was gonna ask, so Pete, probably your target market for a younger demographic, I think it's too small, for what I've been wanting, and I was just at the Yeti coolers this weekend. So, I mean, that price point for a quality cooler that's got everything inside, I mean, I'm gonna buy it, that's what I want to last me, 10 years, for a cooler, so I think going that route, this for younger consumer would definitely make me more intrigued to buy it. That wheels could hold everything I need for a party of 12, 15 people,
What's the Yeti price point, by the way?
It's like, it ranges from $259 to $399, $449, depending on your unit size.
Yeah, they're pretty way up there. This was originally designed, targeted for obviously the college student or the beer connoisseur demographic. You guys who can afford a higher price bucket chill tub than.
What are your sales channels?
Right now we're just starting off. We're looking at probably QVC. We've got a lead in there. We are seriously thinking about Kickstarter. On the fence about that. We'll see if they'll take us. But predominantly it's going to be social media.
So direct to consumer.
Right, sorry. Yeah, big box stores, we're not really intrigued by them yet because of their most likely margin take on that. We want to build up some capital before we can venture off and show that we can handle the supply line. We would have two right now. We get one in Tennessee and one most likely here.
I would suggest if you look into the campground market, if you haven't, that's a big, it's a very quiet market, not too many people really know that it's out there, but it's a big market.
Yeah, somebody said locally, they said, check out Lackey and Joy's once you get functioning product and look at them for at least a local.
I mean, the actual campground.
Oh, the campgrounds. Oh, okay, I thought you were talking about that.
Actually selling it?
Yeah, that's a big market, big market.
We were thinking in the winter, this would be ideal for, because we do provide a net for, believe it or not, the retirement facilities where there's big time pickleball groups down in Florida. Where if you got your chill tubs, you can fill it up with your beverages and you got your net set up and you're ready to play. We are offering that pickleball paddles as well with the game pack.
Do you see it as a cooler with games or a gaming thing with a cooler?
I heard both sides. I hear my son in Chicago saying, it's the cooler. The cooler is going to sell. The cooler and the table is going to sell. And with one of my partners down in Tennessee, he said the games. It's the push the games are going to buy it. We're going after the SEC market. And that's why we're looking at camouflage. We're thinking that would go well with the NASCAR fan. We did some additional research with the Tailgate Industry Association. They're saying that it's a $50 billion market for tailgating, and they were just highlighting football and NASCAR with that. They said it doesn't even include baseball or any other, or even college football.
How heavy does that get when it's filled with ice?
It's heavy. It's
Does that handle that?
this version, this one, no. This one, that's what we kicked back and they're adjusting it. But I mean, it does handle it, but it is a little flimsy. And that's the new version that we got. My son has in Chicago is better. It isn't as flimsy, but it is heavier. It's like filling it up. It was filled up with paint. It's not, yeah. And then for tailgating, we're saying if you have, it can handle definitely 12-pack of bottles. If you got a case of beer and if you're tailgating longer than 3 hours, you're tailgating too long. But a case of beer between the two, it can even handle 215. When I say 220 packs of canned beers. Other items that were, if I move on, let's see. So we did talk about price point. What do you think? Too high, too low? Sales will tell.
I think the question is whether it's a cooler or a gaming system is important, because I will pay more for a cooler than I will for a gaming system. Because I've recently researched gaming systems, and the top price of that's about $40 for something that's pretty much all plastic. You can get all metal or aluminum, you're into 100 plus, but that's definitely not in the same competition zone. So I think making the cooler a great cooler and then having those additional benefits is a great approach. And you pay more for that. So 50 to 100 bucks makes sense if it's a great cooler. Obviously, they need more development needs to happen to get it.
Yeah, so that's what we're thinking. We'll provide the cooler. If you want to buy the two, we'll throw in a couple of games. But we'll provide an additional game pack, as well as the mini keg tapper, where it comes with a customized lid. We'll make the hole, have the hose come through with your tapper. We've already tested that out, believe it or not, myself. But the mini keg fits in there pretty well, only with Heineken and Newcastle, because they got the market on where you tap on top. You can't go after the ones on the bottom. However, you could if you wanted to put your put your ice pack in here. We're looking at custom ice packs. Put your mini keg on here while it's in the old position. You could go with that option as well. But getting too detailed. Then the Fisher pack we got feedback from Minnesota that, hey, they can see it as a pretty decent bait cooler with the aerator, which would be another hose in here. The aerator motor's out here and it runs through a hose and pumps out the bubbles for your bait, for your minnows.
Do you use this when you go to a park, or I mean, are you using a version of this yourself?
Yes, yeah. Getting a lot of inquiries, a lot of, believe it or not, 12 to 15-year-old kids, and then some parents who like the portability. But then we also did see that a lot of other folks with coolers who were at a park concert, and they have the coolers without the wheels, but they have the wagon pulling their chairs and their coolers. So we can see, okay, instead of trying to incorporate wheels into this, maybe we just come up with our own version of the cart that can use that tabletop incorporated with it.
You've been talking a little bit about different types of market validation that you've done kind of on and off. Can you kind of package that all together and kind of talk about the market validation that you've done in whether it's been through cooler versus gaming, kind of back and forth, or feature set, or all the different things you've done? I've heard Minnesota, Florida, Tennessee, just kind of package that all together.
Yeah, we'll probably open up our store here in a matter of days. We're looking at July 1, and that's going to set the tone to see how receptive it's going to be taken. We tried to come out with Indiegogo last fall. We think timing was off. We didn't have a real product. Now that we've got real manufactured parts, we'll see how well it goes. It's all going to be based on because I'm getting investors or bankers coming after me. So, how can you project your sales? We don't know yet. We can't until we market out there seriously in social media.
If you did a Kickstarter campaign, what would be your campaign goal?
Probably $50K, just to pay off the balance of the supplier and build up some inventory.
Is there a cup holder on that? Beer holder?
Beer holder?
On top of the table, there's not a inlet, is there?
No, but there is, I got tape on here, where this screws in. There's a hole and this can screw in. We have thought about getting a cup holder that can put it on here and screw it in. Or we've got these slots, which are multifunctional slots we can use. They're all designed for future use. It could just sit in here. That's where that tabletop would also sit in here as well. So it locks in. But no, there's a lot of options that you can go with that screw hole. You can bolt in your lids. We're thinking about putting a ring on here for another version of disc golf. And what else? We have another option in here. And then you can put your torch on here if you want to go camping. If you don't want to use the bottom light. But this, we really like this part, incorporated light that you can use for your camping.
What's the one thing that will do very, very, very well? That's the market.
I'm sorry?
What's the one thing that will do better than anything else in the market?
I think the portability and the incorporated table. I mean, even for the senior citizens, those guys, if they want to play chess, take your chill tub with you, set it up, put out your chessboard, you're ready to play, and you've got your beverage.
That's big enough for a chip?
Sure. Yeah, it'll probably hang over a little bit, but yeah.
Can you put flippers on it to make it?
What's that?
Can you put flippers on it so it open up to a bigger?
We could almost do anything. Yeah. But yeah, this is the initial version.
you keep talking about all these different things that could add on. Is your thought to just have one unit that's got lots of different things with it, or to sell a base with like accessories that you can purchase?
Our intent is to sell a base and then sell the accessories with it.
Right, to customize their own chill tub, almost.
Yeah.
Thinking about like, you know, how nice Starbucks is for me to have control over my life for, you know, for the 10 seconds that I'm ordering. This gives me the ability to, you know, potentially add on.
Right. We're even thinking of our website to have a ribbon on the side if you want to purchase your own LSU stickers or Ole Miss stickers, and put them on, and we pass on a promo code, and we get some source of revenue coming through that way. Yep, the only biggest fear I have right now is with the supplier is color scheme. This I have no issue with. The supplier, they're working with us pretty well, but this one that I'm working closer with to get the Pantone codes correctly on this and our labeling.
Is this the colors that will be, or is it going to be?
This is pretty close, except these are gonna these have to match up a little bit more. But all the internal guts will always be white, just so it's easier to clean or easier to look.
I have an idea for you, marketing idea. While you're still in development, if you're able to partner with those SEC schools and make contacts in their entrepreneurship or their business program, they all have a capstone course where they're doing a case study. You could donate or give them the idea of this product and let them run with it, and then these college kids are going to say, hey man, this is going to be great at the Grove, can we get more of these? And they're going to start distributing and using them while they're doing their semester long project, getting some buzz on campuses. I did that with a company of mine. It wasn't a product like this, but I went to DePaul and partnered with a student there. I basically did his project for him, and I had access to the professor and all the students, etc. So it might be a way of doing a little bit of research and plug the market.
There is a reason why we went red, white, and blue. We did our research. Number one, tailgating university in the country was Ole Miss. That's why we had to select one color. So we're going to go with the biggest one. Who would hopefully be swayed by the color scheme. Somebody said, why don't we'll Packer colors? We did our research there, and Packer fans are loyal fans, but they're very frugal. And then some future items, again, multiple colors, as we stated, customized pack that would fit to that level, the wheels and the tabletop. I'm big on the bicycle pannier. Already designed a prototype where you can take a control and put it on each side of your bike. Heavy if it's really loaded, but
How much revenue do you expect to have before you're bought out by Igloo or?
it's gonna be in seven digits. I'm not. I've invested quite a bit so far personally, but it's got to cover that and some.
Do you think you can cost effectively assemble those here?
Yeah. The state of Wisconsin, I approached them and they said, hey, if you're bringing something in here like that, they've got some type of a program I never heard of, and it's through MATC. And they said, you start up, we'll cover half of your employee's salary. I said, really? They said, yep. But it's through MATC and the state of Wisconsin. But I'll worry about that and look at that once
Do you
we're ready.
have any idea what the market is? Size-wise, how many, are they a million of those, or 500,000, or 3 million, or?
I mean, the numbers that, when I saw that Tailgating Industry Association saying that it's a $50 billion market, and I said, I'll take 100th of that %.
Those are dollars or people?
Dollars.
I like the Kickstarter idea, because I think that'll be a good way to evaluate level of interest, and if you happen to meet your goal, it's great. If not, you get lots of people, or some people engaged, and you can ask the questions, what would you do differently?
Right, 'cause I like their reach, that they, pretty good.
Sure.
Yeah.
You said you tried it before, they didn't accept you, or you just didn't have it all, you didn't feel like you were pulled together enough?
Yeah, we did try, we didn't have, we had a video, but it was with a model, and it wasn't well done, so we're gonna try it again.
So you did start it, it just nothing happened?
Right. Or no, Kickstarter just denied us.
They just didn't take it.
Indiegogo took us, but didn't provide a whole lot of value. They didn't promote us on their main page. And that should, hopefully next time around, we'll see what transpires.
How many of the actual models do you have?
About 4.
4? Okay.
Yeah. Working with my supplier, he sent me an email yesterday. We're starting to partner up a little bit more. I think I went with somebody that's a little bit too small.
To make the injection molding?
Yeah. Because I'm concerned about, I said, okay, if we have to make 5,000, he hasn't gotten back. I think they're a little nervous as well. So if I would get capital, probably one of the first things I would do is get another supplier in addition to them.
You thought of, have you approached any premium or award suppliers that, that supply premium gifts that, for businesses? This seems to me that since it's plastic, that the strength of this could be that it can be branded for anything and anybody, and keeping it colors, keep it simple, and that you could slap logos on small companies or bigger companies.
We've thought about it, but haven't pursued anything yet. I just wanted to make sure we're going to get something functional, because we feel that it's capable. It's just getting our supplier to deliver on it. But I think the problem I ran into with them is they also have a product that they were making. I think they were too focused on their own product that they were making than what I was paying for them to do.
Couple more. What kind of plastic are you using? And secondly, would you ultimately want to become injection molder in-house, or would you ultimately use third-party suppliers?
I would probably still look at third-party suppliers. I would entertain, it's all based on capital. If we could find, if we had the funding to do it, I would consider making our own stuff as well. Plastic, that's a big rub with us, but the supplier is one plastic here. This one's close, but it's a little bit more pliable. This one isn't. This one's another form of plastic. And one of the big arguments is, hey, we're just a hodgepodge of plastics here. So why aren't we consistent with this other top? Those were the requirements. This is even questionable, as well as this wrap. Why isn't that plastic? It's
Are you using
rubber.
polypropylene, or do you know polymer?
I'm not really sure. I thought it was going to be all polypropylene, similar to the outer top. But we're working that through. Greg?
Is there any way, have you ever thought of maybe, is there a way to incorporate that fit on somebody else's cooler actually? The game piece of it? And it kind of takes care of what Matt was talking about. Was it, kind of want this one cooler?
I haven't even considered that, no. But I do have drawings of it, but we do like the idea of portability. We insert it into your carrying device or product, and then using that carrying device as a bench or as your standalone, your tabletop with the buffet type table on that. We have gotten feedback from some. We had a version set up at a Packer game, and some guy said, well, I need my table to bounce. I said, really? I mean, he needs his ping pong ball to bounce to play beer pong. And we kicked around that idea. Do we want to put an extender on here? And we said, no, not everybody needs to bounce or ping pong. If that guy can't buy it because he can't bounce, then all right,
Sometimes
you're not
it's
for
many
us.
things, right?
All right, I think I got my questions answered. So what do you think of the price point? Too high?
It's a tough question, and there's so much study that's going on. Somebody said it's a cooler or a gamer, and, it's gotta be a cooler, just.
Yeah, if it's at the cooler level, I think
Cooler with a plus.
we can charge a little bit more if it's a game. If I'm competing up against the Walmart game packs that we sell for $19.99. for a soccer volleyball game. But they have some incorporated multiple game packs that sell for $29.95.
I think it's always fun with a product like this to come up with new features and think about what you could do with it, whether it just is what you're passionate about or not. Tough situation for a inventor and a founder, a tough question to ask is, what happens if you get this up on Kickstarter and you just don't get there? What's your pivot plans? I mean, what else, what's the next path with this? What big change would you make to it if you don't get the market acceptance? If price point's too high, well, maybe even above what you're paying to have a manufacturer, what would you do to pivot the product?
Good question. Thought about exit scenarios. That's why we were looking at that the wheels. People were saying, hey, I want wheels. And okay, well, let's look at that. Probably go with that option and see how that would fly. Probably 2 more years on this venture. And then just either call it quits or try to see if somebody will buy it.
I think you got a great concept of putting something on coolers as a gaming type thing. And I don't know if you could modify that to go on standard coolers. Everybody's already got a cooler for most part. They're out there here. And, but that, get that into a package that, sells for $9.95 or $19.95, that if you somehow use the cooler, the weight of the cooler as a base. That is a great deal.
Yeah, manufacturing costs, we're working with our supplier right now, because I think it's a little bit, probably 15% too high. That's why it's setting our price point. One thing we'll have in the video real quickly is, when you put your beers on a cooler, you want to get at your next drink, you got to move your beers, and so you can open your lid here. You got your beverages up here, you want to get your next beverage, go ahead and pour it on. You can keep your beers up here, you can have your grilling utensils hanging here, and you're not disturbing anything.
So our last question, what can our community do to help you?
Like us on Facebook, and then as soon as we go live, I will. 2 would be better.
Direct on your site?
Yeah, it'll be.
That's going to be up?
It'll be chilton.com, probably start of this month.
Great. All right, thanks.
Thank you, everybody.